Good morning, all of you. Today we need to discuss about potentiometer concept. Today concept is a potentiometer. Potentiometer concept. Now, so what is meant by potentiometer? What is the use of the potentiometer? What is the basic circuit of the potentiometer? First, we need to discuss that. First, so what is the use of the potentiometer? What is the use of the potentiometer? What is the use of the potentiometer? Potentiometer is used to measure EMF of a given cell. So that is used to measure EMF of a cell. Or next use is that is used to measure internal resistance of a cell. Next, that is used to compare the EMF of the cell. So here three different uses are there. One is potentiometer is used to measure EMF. Next, compare EMF. Next, measure internal resistance of a cell. So these are the main uses of the potentiometer. So what is the first one? That is a potentiometer is used to measure EMF of a cell. Next, second one, that is used to compare the EMF of two different cells. Next, third one is to measure internal resistance of a cell. So these are the main uses. And coming to circuit diagram, circuit diagram is same as a meter bridge. Circuit diagram is similar to the meter bridge except this battery. So here battery is there except this one remaining is same. Except this battery remaining part is same as a meter bridge only. And one more thing is here in meter bridge this wire is of length 1 meter, that is in meter bridge, but in potentiometer that may be 3 meters, that may be 5 meters, like that. More than 1 meter in a potentiometer. So what are the main differences here? So compared to the meter bridge, here we need to connect external EMF here. Apart from original battery, we need to add other cell. Now, and other one is so wire is of length more than 1 meter. So wire is of length more than 1 meter. These are the main differences between meter bridge and potentiometer. So these are the main differences. What is the first one? Wire length is more than 1 meter in potentiometer compared to the meter bridge, and external cell also we need to connect here. So these are the main differences. Remaining is same as previous one only. Is this clear? Next one. So in this one, first we need to know potential gradient. This is also important concept. Potential gradient. So in that one only answer is there. What is meant by potential gradient? What is meant by gradient? Gradient means, what is gradient? What is gradient? What is meant by rate of change? What is meant by rate of change? So rate of change means we need to write d by dt. Rate of change means we need to write d by dt. D by dt we need to write for rate of change. Now for gradient, in any lesson if gradient comes, then we need to write d by dx. That means by length. Rate of change means by time. Rate of change means by time. Gradient means by length will be there. So here gradient is there means that should be by length. If you write by length, then that is called a gradient. Now, what is meant by potential gradient? What is meant by potential gradient? What is meant by potential gradient? So potential gradient means by length. So here potential, just I am saying that potential gradient. Potential gradient means let it be denoted by x. Potential gradient means potential by length. potential by length is called a potential gradient. Potential by length is called a potential gradient. Next one. What is the SI unit for this one? What is the SI unit for this one? For potential, SI unit is volt. For length, SI unit is meter. So SI unit is volt per meter is the SI unit. Volt per meter is the SI unit of that potential gradient, and it is a scalar quantity. It is a scalar quantity. So what is meant by potential gradient? Potential per unit length is called potential gradient, and SI unit for that one is volt per meter, and it is a scalar quantity. It is a scalar quantity. So these are the basic properties of potential gradient. So potential by length is called a potential gradient. Now coming to the next part. So potential gradient can be written as, or potential can be written as. So try to solve for potential. So what is potential equation? From Ohm's law, V equal to I into R. V equal to I into R is the from Ohm's law potential equation. Now current can be written as EMF by total resistance. EMF by total resistance of the circuit. EMF by total resistance of the circuit. Now, what is meant by resistance of the circuit in potentiometer? In potentiometer, what is the resistance of the circuit? So in this is a basic skeleton diagram of potentiometer. Just go through this one. So here wire is there. Here one battery of EMF E is there, that is connected with the help of galvanometer and jockey arrangement. So here, so three different resistors are there. One is rheostat is there, and this wire have resistance. Let it be capital R, and this cell having internal resistance small r. So these are the resistances in the circuit. So how many resistances are there? One is rheostat resistance is there, and this meter or potentiometer wire is there. Na? For that one also resistance is there, that is let it be R, and internal resistance of the cell is there, that is denoted by small r. Three different resistances are there. So what is the total resistance now? V equal to EMF by total resistance is rheostat resistance plus resistance of the wire plus internal resistance. This is nothing but total resistance. Now this is a voltage in that potentiometer, or potential difference in that potentiometer. Now from this one, can you write potential gradient equation? So from the above equation, can you write a potential gradient equation? So potential gradient formula is potential by length. Potential by length. What is the value of potential from this equation? E by R plus R into E by RH plus R plus small r into R by L. So this is the potential gradient equation. This is the equation for a potential gradient. So is this clear or not? So check it once again. So what is the basic equation for potential gradient? Potential by length. Potential by length is the basic equation for a potential gradient. Next, SI unit is volt per meter. It is a scalar quantity. Next, potential from Ohm's law formula is V equal to IR. From Ohm's law potential formula, V equal to I into R. Next, So I can be written as EMF by total resistance. EMF E by total resistance. RH plus R is the total resistance. Next, substitute this one in this equation. Then you will get potential gradient as E by RH plus R into R by L. Now, from these equations, we need to identify the dependence of potential gradient. Dependence of potential gradient. So, can you identify that one? Next, can you write this one in terms of rho? Can you write this equation in terms of rho? Is equal to E by RH plus R into resistance can be written as rho L by A into L is there. LL will get cancelled out so that above equation can be written as rho by A also. This is a potential gradient V by L equation. This is also other equation. So main equations are these two and this one. Potential gradient, total 3 equations are there. So just a basic equation, first one. This is a basic equation, that is first one. First equation. This is the second equation. This one is the third equation. So 3 major equations are there. For potential gradient, 3 equations are there, second ones. So first one is a basic equation, second and third are main equations. Now, so from these equations, can you specify the dependency of potential gradient on different quantities? Potential gradient depends on resistivity. Can I conclude like that? No. So these are the equations. From these equations, we need to finalize theoretical concepts. Okay. Can I go through the next one? So this one only we discussed potential difference formulas of this one. Now potential gradient depends on potential gradient dependency. Dependency we need to conclude dependency from the previous equations only. Now what is the first point? The potential, the resistance per unit length of the potentiometer wire. The potential gradient depends on R by L. So is it R by L is there in the equation? R by L is there or not? Potential gradient is depends on R by L. Next. So what is the next one? The radius of the potentiometer wire are nothing but area. So is area is there. In our equation, area is there. In third equation, area is there. So that potential gradient is depends on area also. Next. Potential gradient depends on specific resistance of the material. Third point. Potential gradient depends on specific resistance or resistivity. Is it there or not? Second equation. So resistivity rho is there in third equation. Third equation rho is there. So it depends on resistivity also. Next, the current flowing through the potentiometer wire. It is depends on current flowing through the wire. Is it there or not? Current. So V equal to IR. Na? So we can write this one as V as I into R. So we can conclude that it depends on current also. V can be written as I into R by L. So we can conclude that resistivity depends on I also. These are the factors, main factors of potential gradient dependency. Check it once again. Potential gradient depends on first one R by L. Next one area or radius. Next one resistivity rho or specific resistance. Next one current. On these 4 factors, potential gradient depends. Now. Next one. So potential gradient also depends on these factors also. One is the EMF of the battery. So is it there or not? Small e. E is there, na? So EMF of the battery. Next one. Potential gradient depends on resistance of the rheostat. Is it there or not? RH. What is RH here? That is the resistance of the rheostat. RH is the resistance of the rheostat. Next one. So what are the factors that potential gradient depends? Check it once again. So total 6 factors are there. So what is the first one? R by L. Second one, area or resistance, area or radius. Third one, resistivity or specific resistance rho. Next one, current I. Next one, EMF of the battery E. Next one, resistance of the rheostat RH. These are the factors that potential gradient depends. Is this clear? So potential gradient also one important topic, directly you can solve easily. So if they ask a potential gradient related question, then you can get a marks easily. So only potential by length only the formula. What is the other formula? Potential gradient E by R, RH plus R into R by L. This is other formula. Last one, E by RH plus R into rho by A. These are the only these three formulas are there. First one basic formula, voltage by length. Second one this one, third one this one. Only these three formulas are there. Is this clear? Next. Sensitivity of the potentiometer. So what is meant by sensitivity? What is meant by sensitivity? What is meant by sensitivity? So if I say potentiometer is more sensitive than voltmeter, then what is the meaning of that? More sensitive means. So if I say potentiometer is more sensitive compared to the voltmeter, then what is the conclusion or what is the meaning of that? So sensitivity. So what is meant by sensitivity of the Gauss potentiometer? So what is meant by sensitivity? Check it once. Sensitivity of the potentiometer depends on. So what is meant by sensitivity? What is meant by sensitivity? Sensitivity is nothing but accuracy. So how much it is accurate? So that is nothing but a sensitivity. Now, so sensitivity depends on sensitivity of the galvanometer, potentiometer depends on. First one, potential gradient. Sensitivity depends on potential gradient. These points also important for theoretical questions. So sensitivity of potentiometer depends on what is the first point? Potential gradient. It depends on potential gradient. How it depends? Inversely proportional to the potential gradient. Sensitivity is inversely proportional to the potential gradient. So that is the first point. So first and important point is sensitivity of potentiometer is depends on potential gradient. How it is depends inversely proportional. If potential gradient is more, sensitivity is less. That is the conclusion. Next one, second point. So in order to increase the sensitivity of the potentiometer, what we need to do? To increase the sensitivity of the potentiometer, what we need to do? That is the second point. So first one, sensitivity is inversely proportional to potential gradient. Is that clear? That means if we increase potential gradient, sensitivity will decrease. Next, second point. So to increase the sensitivity of the potentiometer, what we need to do? The resistance in the primary cell will have to be decreased. Resistance in the primary cell should be decreased. That is the first point. Next point about length. So length need to be increased. Length of the potentiometer wire increased. Two factors are there. One is resistance of the primary cell need to decrease, and length should be increased. Resistance should be decreased and length should be increased. So why we are saying like that? On which basis I am saying like that? Sensitivity is inversely proportional to potential gradient. From that one only we can conclude. Potential gradient is X is inversely proportional to potential gradient. Sensitivity is inversely proportional to potential gradient, potential by length. That means sensitivity is directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to voltage. That means to increase sensitivity, we need to increase length of the potentiometer wire, and V is nothing but I into R. So to increase sensitivity, we need to decrease the internal resistance R or rheostat resistance R. So these are the factors. To increase sensitivity, we need to increase the length and we need to decrease the resistance. On which basis I am explaining that one? Sensitivity is inversely proportional to potential gradient. Sensitivity is inversely proportional to potential gradient. So sensitivity can be written as directly proportional. Potential gradient means potential by length. That means sensitivity is directly proportional to length by I into resistance, total resistance. To increase sensitivity, we need to increase length. To increase sensitivity, we need to decrease length. These are the factors. Is this clear? Check it once again. So on which factor sensitivity depends? Sensitivity directly depends on potential gradient. How it depends? So sensitivity is inversely proportional to the potential gradient. Sensitivity is inversely proportional to the potential gradient. Next, to increase sensitivity, what we need to do? To increase the sensitivity, what we need to do? To increase sensitivity, we need to increase the length of the potentiometer wire. Next one, next factor, to increase sensitivity, we need to decrease the resistance of the cell. These are the factors for sensitivity of a potentiometer. So this is a theoretical concept. Then we can go through the formulas related to numericals. So is the theoretical concept is clear? Next one. Next. How you are going to solve problems related to this potentiometer? So check it once. This is a basic potentiometer, basic diagram with one cell is connected. Here only one cell is connected. First one. Here three different cases are there to solve problems. Now, first case, to determine internal resistance of a cell. First one, it is used to determine internal resistance of a cell. So just we connected one cell here in the circuit. So this is the primary, this is the secondary. Primary circuit, there is no change in remaining cases also. This is same as this one only. So this one is same for remaining three cases also. Only we are changing here only. We need to change here only, this circuit only, this part of the circuit only. So no need to change this one for remaining cases also. No. In this case, only one cell is connected. What is the EMF? Capital E is the EMF. This is the primary. No need to consider this one. So only we need to consider this one only. Now, so rheostat with resistance R dash is connected. Rheostat resistance is RH. A resistance R dash is connected across this cell also. Now, so what is our aim? To determine internal resistance of a cell. So here also balancing length is same for jockey. Jockey means balancing length. So where it is showing zero reading, that is called balancing length. Now, so one more point is in this case length of the wire is more than 1 meter. That means you may get readings more than 100 centimeters. Sometimes it is 3 meter. Sometimes it is 5 meter wire also we can take. So based on the potentiometer arrangement, wire length will change. So not fixed, but in meter bridge that is fixed 1 meter only. There is no change. Everywhere 1 meter only. But potentiometer not like that. 3 meter wire potentiometer are there. 5 meters wire potentiometer also there. So circuit diagram and basic arrangement is same as meter bridge. Only except this secondary circuit. Except this secondary circuit, remaining is same as a meter bridge only. Now. So balancing point is same as meter bridge. So balancing point means a point where you are getting zero reading, that length you need to measure, that is called balancing length. Next. So simple equation. First connect one battery, then you will get a balancing length like this. Just connect one battery of EMF E, then you will get a balancing length. So EMF can be written as a potential gradient into length L1. Just we connect one EMF, one cell of EMF E. So we got a balancing length as a L1. So EMF can be written as a potential gradient into length L1. Next. So again, just key closed and repeat the same procedure with other known cell. Then you will get this equation V equal to X into L2. So here with unknown EMF cell E equal to X into L, with known cell V equal to X into L2. Take ratio between these two, then you will get the answer. Take a ratio between these two, then you will get the answer for EMF. If you want to calculate EMF, just take ratio R. So if you want to calculate internal resistance, then formula for internal resistance is R equal to E by V minus 1 into capital R. So what is the internal resistance of the cell? So how you are going to solve internal resistance of a cell? So internal resistance can be written as R equal to E by V minus 1 into capital R. R. Small r equal to, in terms of lengths, L2 minus L1 by L2. L1 by L2 minus 1 into R. So these are the two formulas for internal resistance of the cell. This much only. In first case, what is the equation for internal resistance? E by V minus 1 into R, or L2, L1 by L2 minus 1 into R. Only these two are the formulas to calculate internal resistance. Internal resistance means only these two formulas are there. To calculate internal resistance, only these two formulas are there. No other formula is there to calculate internal resistance. Is this clear? So in this one, what we need to know to calculate internal resistance? E, V and R are balancing length L1, L2 and R. Either of these three or these three we need to know. This is the first case. First case is, what is the first case? To calculate internal resistance. What is the formula? R equal to E by V minus 1 into R, or second equation is L1 by L2 minus 1 into capital R. These are the two equations to calculate internal resistance. Next one. Next case, comparison of EMF. This is very easy. Comparison of EMF. So how you are going to connect this one? First connect E1 here. Just identify the balancing length L1. Next, connect E2. Identify balancing length L2. Simple procedure. First connect E1 to the circuit. Then identify L1. Connect E2 to the circuit. Then identify L2. Then ratio of EMFs E1 by E2 equal to L1 by L2. This is the formula. To compare EMF, what is the formula? E1 by E2 equal to L1 by L2. That much only the formula. What is E1? EMF. L1 is balancing length with E1. Next, E2, that is a secondary battery EMF. What is L2? Balancing length with second battery. Just take ratio between E1 and E2. That is equal to L1 by L2 only. That is the formula in second case. Next. So for this one, if you connect this one in series and parallel, then so instead of single battery, just I am connecting like this in series with opposite poles are connected. Next one, here reversed poles, same poles are connected. Now in this case, if you connect individually E1, E2, then what is the formula? E1 by E2 equal to L1 by L2. That is the formula. Next one, if you connect like this, that means in series position with the opposite polarities, here in series position, but same polarity is connected. Here opposite polarities are connected. In that case, in this case, what we need to do? In this case, we can write the above equation as same equation as in first case. How you connected? Both are same polar, different polarities, na? So E1 plus E2. In second case, reversed. So E1 minus E2 equal to L1 by L2. If you connect single batteries E1, E2 separately, then these are the formulas. If you connect E1, E2 separately, this is the formula. If you connect E1, E2 in series with opposite polarities are connected, then after that same polarities are connected, then this is the formula. So single batteries are connected, then E1 by E2 equal to L1 by L2. If you connect first like this, after that like this, then ratio of balancing length is this one. This is the formula. Only two formulas are there in second case. What is the first case formulas? First case also only two formulas are there. These are the formulas in first case. These two are the formulas in second case. These two are this one and this one. This one and this one are the formulas in first case. Next, this one and this one are the formulas in second case. These two are the formulas in second case. Next, last one. Last one, comparison of resistances. How you are going to compare resistance of two resistors in the circuit with the help of potentiometer? How you are going to compare resistance of two resistors in the potentiometer circuit? Now, so for this one, how you are going to solve? Simple only, this only the formula. In first case, only R1 is connected. So I into R1 equal to X into L1. What is X there? Potential gradient X into L1. In second case, resistors are connected in series. So replace R1 with R1 plus R2. Then balancing length is L2. Next. In third case, what is the formula? only single resistor is connected first. So I into R1 equal to X into L1. So in the circuit only single resistor is there. Next in the circuit, two resistors are connected in series. R1, R2 are two resistors. They are connected in series. Then the equation is I into R1 plus R2 equal to X into L2. Balancing length is L2. So what you are going to measure in potentiometer? Only balancing length only. Now take ratio between these two. R1 by R1 plus R2 equal to L1 by L2, or R1 plus R2 by R1 can be written as L2 by L1. So either of these three equations, from these three equations you can solve for a R1 R2 ratio. Can you solve for R1 R2 ratio from this one? From this one, can you solve for R1 R2 ratio? Now here in this one, take ratio between the above two equations. R1 plus R2 by R1 equal to L2 by L1. 2 by 1 I am doing. Now 1 plus R2 by R1 equal to L2 by L1. This 1. Now R2 by R1 can be written as L2 by L1 minus 1. This is the ratio of two resistors. So only this is the formula in third case. First case two formulas, second case two formulas, last case only one formula. R2 by R1 equal to L2 by L1 minus 1. With these formulas you can solve easily. So main important topic, how to calculate potential gradient. That is the important one in this case. After that, these three cases. So can you check the formulas once again? What is the first case formulas? Internal resistance. To identify internal resistance, what are the formulas? Internal resistance equal to EMF by voltage minus 1 into R. R L1 by L2 minus 1 into R. R E1 by E2 equal to L1 by L2 in second case. Second case, to compare EMF, what is the formula? E1 by E2 equal to L1 by L2. Or E1 plus E2 by E1 minus E2 equal to L1 by L2. These are the two formulas in second case. In third case, what is the formula? R2 by R1 equal to L2 by L1 minus 1. Third case formula is R2 by R1 equal to L2 by L1 minus 1. These are the three different case formulas related to potentiometer. Just check this once. Check it once.